I think your question, this question, unconscious biasness in terms of specifically gender, I guess it's the main question that we're talking about. Well, I will say there are some conscious biasness and some unconscious biasness. So both are like really critical that we need to take care. First of all, I think if I give based on my experience is like, first of all, we should know our rights. We should know the policies, the existing policies that we do have. Most of the time, we cannot handle a problem. We cannot identify a problem because most of the time we are not aware of our rights as a female. So I think first of all, the awareness is really important for the employees, not just the females, but also the males, that they should know and they should understand the importance of the gender equity and diversity. So the awareness, I think this is the first thing that we can handle this issue. And the second is, even in our existing policies, I mean, I've gone through many policies and acts where the wordings are like, it's just biased, like they have only used word he for like positions, leadership positions. So we have to review our existing policies as well, and to make it like more inclusive. And third, I guess one of the things like we stereotype, like we give positions like based on their gender, like it's a stereotype that leadership positions like females are not capable, or they're very much emotional. So I think these kind of things that we need to resist. We need to be vocal about this. The processes, like for example, if someone is like hiring, we should advocate that they to know the name or the gender. Dr. Sayma, am I audible?
That was muted. Yeah. Just repeat the last sentence.
Okay. So I was just talking about the hiring process. Like in a hiring process, we sometimes, like even sitting in a hiring panel, that we see, okay, there is for example, position director finance, and there are males and females. Males are preferred because they think that, okay, finance and the females, they are not like, it's not for female. So I think it's better to have a like a de-identification process where the applicants, based on their experiences in the history, be there, just their names and gender, they should be omitted, so that the panel can see that, okay, it should not judge based on the gender, it should judge based on the experiences, the work experiences. And the last thing I would say about I would give importance about the diversity. There should be diversity in the panel. If you include more, like if it's just males, so definitely things will be like biased. If we include females, we can control this unbiasedness in the hiring process.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Raila. Very well said that it's not always unconscious bias, it's conscious bias as well. So I really like this. And like you were saying that, Dr. Stephanie, like Dr. Raila said, that we should, delete the names and gender of the people. But what kind of specific initiatives or programs can organization implement to actively promote diversity and inclusion at all levels of the hierarchy, since at the time of interview it would be disclosed. So yes, it could be, to some extent it could work till screening, but what about afterwards? So can you please, over to you.
I'm sorry, to me?
Yeah, doctors.
Yeah, so there's actually there is a huge, huge body of work right now on different policies and best practices. So I want to highlight one particular program in the United States, the National Science Foundation, which is a federal agency in the US government, what they call an advanced program, ADVANCE. I cannot ever remember all the, that's an acronym. I cannot remember the full name of it, but it is a program designed to encourage and support gender equity in what are called STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. But the outcomes that they produce actually are great for all disciplines within higher education. And so I am right now leading an NSF Advanced project at Michigan State University. We're partnering with Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan, and the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. So two other universities regionally very close to Michigan State. And we're working on a project right now to create a toolkit for department chairpersons and other leaders in academic units to change the culture within their department. So that's one project that we're doing. There have been decades of these kinds of projects supported by the National Science Foundation. They have programs on retention of underrepresented faculty, how to support, women in work, non-work conflicts. Many of the project is really focused on US universities. And so I think the products that come out of it tend to, reflect that they're not necessarily going to address everything, for example, that women are facing in universities in Pakistan. But there are some very basic things that you can pull from these products. And what's nice about them is that they are evidence-based. So if you are a woman who is a dean or a director, center director, or a department chairperson, and you want to advocate for a particular policy, you can go to this whole community of resources, and I'll put a link in the chat for people to take a look at. You can take those products and say, here's something that the US government thought was worthwhile and invested $1 million in producing. And here's all the citations for supporting how this policy was you as an individual woman wanting to change things. It's you as a scholar saying, here is a policy that has scholarship behind it. And this will produce not only better equity for women in our institution, but gender equity is associated with all sorts of positive outcomes for, increasing publications, increasing grant dollars, increasing, improving student outcomes. There are so many benefits to the organization of having these kinds of policies in place. And whatever your issues are that you need a new policy to produce, somebody has already done this, right? So we already know what needs to happen. And there's a whole body of literature around best practices. I will put a link here in the chat when I'm done talking, but the challenge is always getting those policies initiated. And I think what's nice about the NSF Advance projects is that they have science behind them. And that can go a long way. There's still implicit and explicit bias, as Dr. Rahila, pointed out. But one thing you have in your arsenal of arguing against those biases is to say, here's data that shows that this will work and this will be good for our university.
Thank you very much, Dr. Stephanie. A very well managed process over there. But yes, I think we as a a developing country, we should learn this. I would appreciate if you can share the link so that we can also, learn from that and try to implement a same sort of processes over here. Dr. Raila, first of all, I would appreciate Professor Dr. Wasima for joining us. Professor Dr. Wasima is not feeling good today. That is why she is unable to join as a panelist. So I requested her to at least join as a participant. Professor Dr. Wasima, thank you very much. If you can switch on your camera so that we can see you as well. Dr. Raila, can you please highlight the importance of diversity and inclusion? I would talk about gender diversity only over right now because we are still striving for gender diversity. We cannot talk about other types of diversity. I must say because we are not as a woman we are not getting equal treatment till date. So, what are the benefits of having diversity in the organizations? What are the benefits of having women leaders at top management, and why they are unable to grab the positions? Why there is glass ceiling?
Thank you, Dr. So, before answering your question, I just want to comment on the what Stephanie just said that I was just having comparing ourselves with like US universities.
Yeah.
Like we are far away. Like Stephanie, I was just thinking that there is no question about the importance of like diversity or the inclusivity of women in our side, like particularly I'm talking about where I belong from Balochistan, our women are not prepared. Even if they are given the position, they are not prepared for that. There are like very less women who are coming to the leadership positions, and they have sacrificed a lot. They show that they're strong people. They have I mean there is a it is not being an easy ride for them. So there are very few women they come to the leadership positions. So it's not just always the system who doesn't allow women. It's also the problem of the women that they don't also come to the positions. And it is why it is like that, because it's not easy for them. These positions, this coming to this top level is not this ride is not easy. So the diversity, like definitely I can, I mean like I said that if a woman is there, definitely you can talk about a woman. If there is a diverse panel, the woman, if woman is missing, then you're depriving the all women from their rights. So diverse panel, diverse leadership, diversity in the leadership position, it's all about the like inclusivity of all of men and women. So if women won't be there, definitely who is going to advocate for the women? It's more like women are more they are more relatable. They can understand the problems of a woman. I'm not saying that males are not, but I'm just saying that a diverse like society, that it brings more creativity. They can bring more innovative solution to the problems. And it also, for example, if there is an work environment where male and female both are working, and so if female is there, if in a leadership position, the females feel like they're engaged. They feel like they're more valued. They feel like they're more respected in there. So and that's the reason that there are less people, there's less females in the leadership position. And that's why other females are facing fear, like okay, going to the leadership position, it's going to be a big sacrifice that we have to do. So that's why they are not they don't have confidence. So if you bring more females in the leadership position, this gives more confidence to the females, to the other females. So they can see an example for themselves. And in for example, university perspective, I can see like it can bring like more like female students. It gives more encouragement to the female students as well. So I guess if in an office or any work environment, if there is a diversity in the leadership position, it's a reflection of a healthy work environment, where we can see that, okay, that there'll be more retention, there'll be more satisfaction in the employees